Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Gwen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a couple amazing breakfasts that are going to nourish your microbiome, reduce inflammation, and give you sustained energy for your entire morning. Let's go. Once you've made this, all you have to do is heat up your desired portion size, and then you know you're starting your day with healthy protein, plant fibers, and fat, which is the ultimate recipe for creating sustained energy and optimizing your health. To get started, you need the biggest frying pan you have. It's gonna be essential. And then if you're planning to do protein, you might need another frying pan. And then you're gonna want a pot with a lid and ideally a steamer basket. Using a steamer basket to cook your vegetables is optimal because this way they maintain the most nutrients. When we boil our vegetables, it's fantastic if you're making soup. Otherwise, we just want to raise them up out of the water and they're gonna have more nutrients. Next up, we are going to start prepping our vegetables, starting with our sweet potatoes, and we're gonna get the pot and the steamer ready to go. All you need to do is add enough water to the pot so that it's just below the bottom of the steamer tray. Today we're using 2 or so cups of sweet potatoes cubed. I'm using 2 different colors because even if we're using the same plant, if it's a different color, we're getting different phytonutrients from it, which is so cool. If you don't like sweet potatoes, that's fine. Try out some other things. I like using celeriac, cabbage, cauliflower, parsnips, yellow beets, plantains, butternut squash, and of course, if you don't have an issue with nightshades, regular old potatoes are fantastic. Pick your favorite flavors and start with them, with the goal to try out new things as you start to feel more brave and confident in the kitchen. Turn the stove to medium-high heat and get these sweet potatoes cooking. Next, I'm going to be using 4 of these amazing local pasture-raised pork sausages that I have removed from the casing. If you don't have access to really high quality pork, I would swap it out for maybe ground chicken or some other protein of your preference. This will take about 8 minutes or so to brown up on medium heat. Be sure to be breaking the bits apart as you go along, really trying to get all the areas as kind of crispy and browned up as possible. This is delicious. These will also only take about 5 minutes once the water starts boiling, depending on the size of your cubes. I recommend testing them as you go along and then removing them when they're al dente, or just tender, because they will cook more when we add them to the frying pan later. I also like to use a cutting board specifically for onions and garlic because I do not love when I slice into an apple and it tastes like garlic. Blah. And this cutting board slides around a bit, so I like to use a damp cloth below it. That just stops it from being sketchy. Today we're gonna be using a whole onion diced, 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. You can also use a teaspoon of garlic powder or skip garlic altogether if your body reacts to it. I also like having a bowl for all my scraps. It just really helps me keep things tidy and makes cleanup so much easier after. Also, depending on what you put into the bowl, it could easily become the base of a stock for soup making later. We're also using 3 medium carrots, peeled and diced. Now these are amazing farm fresh carrots, so I'm not actually gonna peel them. I just gave them a scrub and now we'll get all those extra phytonutrients from the peel. We wanna use as much of the plant as possible whenever we can. Also using a good handful of chopped Brussels sprouts, 3 stalks celery diced, and about 2 cups of chopped broccoli. I like to take the peel off the broccoli stalk as well and use that too. It's delicious and sweet and adds an amazing crunch. And my mom taught me to use as much of a plant as you possibly can. Try to chop everything to be roughly the same size so they all cook at the same speed. Okay, now that we have everything prepared and ready to go, you're gonna wanna get your biggest frying pan that you have. This is because you want all of the ingredients to have as much space as possible so that they get crispy bits. So we're gonna preheat that and we will add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil to it and get it nice and hot, and we will get into it. Once the pan is hot, add the coconut oil and let it melt. Or you can use avocado oil or ghee. These are your best high heat, healthier oil options. First, we add the onions and get them going. Then we'll add the garlic and the rest of the chopped veggies. I like to use this steel pan because it's the biggest frying pan I've got, and I like to really max this out. You're gonna wanna stir this every so often and really be scraping up the bits off the bottom. Those are like golden amazingness, those little crunchy bits. Next, we'll add the pre-steamed sweet potatoes. As this all softens up a bit, let's prep these herbs and flavor boosters. Not only do herbs make things taste better, they're also an excellent source of additional phytonutrients. Diversity in phytonutrients is essentially what supports us growing a fantastic and diverse garden of microbes in our microbiome, which allow us to extract more nutrients and vitamins and minerals from the food we eat. Isn't that amazing? We have trillions, about 3 to 5 pounds of these microbes in our gut, and this garden is what really supports our health. Today I'm using about a half or even a whole cup of freshly chopped parsley, a few sprigs of thyme and rosemary, which you can easily swap out for dried herbs as well. I would say about a teaspoon of each. This is also what I had on hand today, but feel free to customize this to your own taste. Sage would be a delicious addition, or you could go with things like cilantro and cumin. Fennel seeds would be yummy. You get it. So let's mix in the herbs and sausage, or whatever protein that suits your body and taste, and mix it all together. Because I'm using fresh herbs, I'm gonna add them in pretty close to the end so they don't dull in flavor too much. Dried herbs you can add in along with the other ingredients when you add them all to the pan because they take a little bit more time to release their amazing flavor. Then, if you'd like, season with some salt and pepper to taste. Let's mix it all together for a few minutes and then remove from the heat. I like to add my parsley in last so that it keeps its delicious fresh flavors. Doesn't get totally lost. You can see that my goal here was to really maximize the diversity of both color and flavors and plants. I want you to start your day by infusing your body with nutrients and really setting yourself up for that sustained energy. A savory breakfast can help balance your blood sugar, curb food cravings and afternoon energy crashes, and stabilize your mood throughout the day. My favorite way to serve this is with some probiotic-packed sauerkraut and some fresh greens, which I randomly forgot to add today. Some other great options are to do fully plant-based with sliced avocado, cherry tomatoes, and a couple of tablespoons of hemp hearts and pumpkin seeds to add in a little bit more plant protein, or simply straight up with an egg cooked to your liking and with any additional flavors that you enjoy. The goal is to reduce inflammation while infusing your body with nutrients. As you experience less inflammation and your gut health gets better and better, you will start to absorb more nutrients from the food you eat and start to feel so good. I hope you're feeling inspired to try this power-packed breakfast that is filled with anti-inflammatory ingredients, and I hope you're ready to start paying attention to what foods make you feel awesome and what foods don't. Let's dig in. So good. You gotta try it. So good with the sauerkraut. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and we will see you next time.